Hello. Hello. Hello.
Roughly 9 kilograms, the car's total weight. Hello to everyone here and welcome, and a special shout out to our VIP guests, Lars Hammer and Arthur Jackman, affectionately known as the Jackhammer. F1's distinctive sound throughout the decades is in part due to the high revving engine use.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the TCR Challenger Series season finale at Abu Dhabi here at the Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi, just outside the city. My name is Sir Charles. I'll be your lead commentator for tonight. Cam and Luca and some guy are currently on a romantic getaway at a Sandals resort, so I'll be filling in. Hopefully I can keep y'all entertained. As you're here for the season finale, F1 Nerd has already wrapped up the championship. F1 Nerd and Chabar have already wrapped up the constructors. So we're just here for a little bit of fun here tonight to see what they've got. F1 Nerd already putting out a solid effort here in qualifying. We're currently on board with EXO, who has shown flashes of speed in the past few weeks. There's a very, very fast, flowy course here. They put in a lot of it to make this course better. One of my personal favorite tracks on the calendars, especially since they made those changes. It's amazing how so many little changes can really change the perception of the circuit. Spain will probably be another one once you got rid of that god-awful chicane at the end. Just a couple corners on the track can really change the perspective of how you look at a circuit. EXO off the line. This is actually his second flying lap, and he actually does go P2. No surprise, everyone on the softs, but EXO again, there's confirmation he's on the second flying lap there. And pretty solid despite that, but yeah, Miami's probably another one of those tracks where if they get rid of that, whatever that happening under. There's EXO going through the horrible previous chicane part for, I guess, shits and giggles, but yeah, glad they got rid of that. It's a lot more fun now that they don't have that there. But yeah, Miami, if they got rid of that stupid section of the bridge, it would be a much better circuit. I do want to highlight Chabar as he's coming out of the pits. Good timing there. He's in his final race, at least for now, in TCR. He's hanging up the helmet. I'm sure that'll be the same thing. We'll be saying that until he comes back in a couple seasons. But at least for now, we'll be saying goodbye to Chabar, and he'll be looking to go out with a podium. He's been excruciatingly close to podiums all season, pretty much. He's currently trying to warm up the tires. 16-turn circuit here today. Go through this fun section under the hotel there. 3.4 miles. See, our qualifying record is 22.7. I reckon that's probably going to go down today, and it'll probably go down again tomorrow night for the, I almost said platinum class, for the Elite Series, for their finale. Assuming we were supposed to have a sprint race tonight, but obviously we don't have that many drivers here tonight. If we have, 9 or 10 tomorrow, we'll probably do the sprint like we're supposed to do. Yeah, F1 Nerd, 4 wins, or 5 wins rather, on the season, including, well, he's won 5 of his last 6 starts. And honestly, his worst finish, well, actually, no, take that back. He had a DNF. Great for it. Oh, no, that's it. Did not play, sorry. So, yeah. Outside of Bahrain, where he finished 5th, he's been on the podium every single entry, and that's what's got him the championship. Obviously, some guy, unfortunately, had to step away from the championship. Now, Shabar, I'm not entirely sure how it goes. We do have an interesting point system. We eliminate your bottom 2 results. Shabar, in theory, and could overtake B-Swish for P3 in the championship, but he would have to win in order to do that. So, on the line here for Shabar. Speedy as well, just needs a few points to overtake Kluka. So basically, he just needs to finish in order to grab P6 from Kluka in the standings. Obviously, Kluka again had some scheduling conflicts. You can catch him now on Wednesday nights in the Elite Series. Connor could, in theory, jump all the way up from 9th all the way up to 6th, which would be quite remarkable, considering he's going this season quite late. So he could jump up big time in the standings, but again, he would probably have to win in order to jump up 3 spots, and obviously have to have something happen to Speedy. Probably have to have Speedy finish last. And, oh, almost a TCR record. Still got 6 minutes to do it. Let's take a look at that record. The record is a 27.722, less than a tenth of a second. Off of that record is F1 Nerd. Exo, probably another guy that I could see challenging for that, as we've been on board with Shabar there, who's mowing some grass. I promise I'll start changing the camera up here. Just got a little distracted here, as it seems like Speedy also taking the the less than desirable chicane here. And Speedy is just taking every single route there is to take on this course. Lots of different layouts here. Yeah, Speedy looks like the only one currently on an outlap. Actually, no, he's not on an outlap. Looks like he has spent some of his time. What is he doing? Saying hi to Freddy, the flagman there. Alright, the mini adventures of Speedy Gomer. Exo now just coming out of the pits. So I'm sure he will be getting ready to go on his final qualifying lap. And apologies for a little bit of technical difficulties here at the beginning of the stream. It's been a while since I've been lead commentating. I think the last time I was lead comms was at this very track. Actually, no, this is the next lap. The last official time I was lead comms at TCR was the Got Any Leads first win in the Golden Class back then. That was a long time coming for him. I think the last time was actually at lead comms when we did the league versus league race against the French league. With SPM and Oh shoot, who's the guy who absolutely dominated Silver Class that 1 year? Oh, Season 13 Silver Class champion. Why am I drawing a blank on that name? I went head-to-head with him for several times. Anyway, we'll go on board with a full lap of the Abu Dhabi Yas Marina circuit here with EXO. He did get a podium in Abu Dhabi, not Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia. You know, almost flat out through here. Depending on what type of setup we're in, you can go throw it out through this section. Actually, it should be flat out. Now it'll be interesting to see what gear he goes down to here. Goes all the way down to 3rd gear. Some people only go down to 4th. A little bit of a wiggle on the exit here. Shouldn't be that bad. Now it's a big run down to the chicane here. Sure, switches to the left here for some reason. And you're going to see a lot of DRS games being played here. You know, do you want to try and go in front, or do you want to stick behind the guy? Because you get another DRS and immediately right away. A lot of DRS games played on that first straightaway. However, you gotta be careful because the second straightaway is slightly shorter and not nearly as big as a braking zone, so it goes purple in sector 2. And down to 4th gear, some people only go down to 5th. He carries pretty good speed here, uses all the track. Really easy to get too much throttle there and kind of loop it around. You want to just lightly touch each curb here, use all the track. Be as smooth as possible. He didn't quite carry as much speed as you want. Flat out through the penultimate corner. And this is a surprisingly effective overtaking zone if you can be right on someone's gearbox. EXO does improve, but he does not improve on his position. 23.2, so a respectable time. F1 Nerd just starting his lap. TCR qualifying record on the line here. Obviously, I'm not entirely sure he's going to notice he's in an extra gear, but the 7th gear through that section. Interesting to see. Purple sector 2, he's up by just a few hundredths there. Not many turns there, so not a whole lot of time to make up. Some ground here. All the way down the straightaway. Late on the brakes. And the 2nd gear. Oh, he got on that curb. I think it might upset his time a bit. You don't want to get too far inside. That can upset your car there. There is a bit of a sausage on that 2nd turn in the chicane. Can really unsettle the car. We'll see what a split is here. Yeah, he's down by a 1/10 of a second. So we really have to nail this last sector here if he wants to shot the record. If the record doesn't get broken, it's not that big a deal. It's probably going to get broken again tomorrow night anyway. But really wanted to see. Oh, and I think he bottled it there. It's hard to say that he actually bottled it. Chabar goes 1/10 slower. I missed that. Chabar for a good qualifying effort. The F1 Nerd will not be particularly happy with this lap, I do not think. Oh, he almost got it! That did not look the smoothest through that last sector. But he almost got it. He does improve his lap. Now just half a 10th off of the record. So now it's going to be down to Connor and Speedy. No, Speedy, I do not see Speedy getting the record. It won't surprise me if he did improve his lap time. I think he can maybe jump up ahead of Connor and EXO, unless Connor improves a whole lot here. And Connor get the TCR qualifying record. 22 will not get it. He does improve. Would have jumped ahead of Chibar if Chibar doesn't improve so much in his last lap. And now Speedy, he was 4/10 up. If he really nails this last section, he can jump ahead of EXO. He might even be able to jump ahead of both EXO and Connor here if he really nails his last sector. Off the final turn, that looked fairly smooth, and he does! Up to P3 for Speedy. Just a couple tenths off Jabbar. Now EXO, he's on another lap. Again, going on this is his 2nd hot lap. Let's see what his split is here. Alright, just a half a 10th down, but there is a lot of time to be made up in this 3rd sector. Still gaining a couple positions here if he really puts this together. I really feel like that was pretty smooth on his part. Would have gone up to 3rd gear. I feel like he can carry more speed if you're in 4th gear. Really smooth for the final turn. Here we go, off the line. Oh, and he did not get it. He was not feeling it there. I think that would have been close, but I don't think that would have been much of an improvement. Still would like to see him finish the lap, though. Nonetheless, that is qualifying. Alright, there's your lineup. Pretty tight. Only less than half a second separating all 5 of our drivers, although I think F1 Nerd had a little bit left in the tank there, for being fair. Yeah, and Shabar and Speedy starting right next to, well, basically right next to each other. It is time for predictions. Lots of pressure on predictions as there's only 5 drivers. And you know what? I'm not... man, I don't even want to do the predictions because I do have... Alright, well, let's just get the obvious out of the way. I don't see anyone touching F1 Nerd today. Again, it's usually when someone clinches the title, it's customary. Unfortunately, B-Tom's kind of bucked this trend. But usually the champion-elect usually starts... does the first challenge in the finale, but... only 5 drivers, so there really wasn't a whole lot of point in that. I will say, but yeah, F1 Nerd, pretty easy. I think it was pretty easy for him to see, for him to get this win here. Man. P2 and P3, this is going to be interesting. So yeah, I've been impressed with Connor. I know he's only starting P4, I believe. I'm going to go with Connor in P2. And I'm going to go with a certain driver whose name I will not mention in P3. We're just not going to mention him. It's like, you know, we have a 4, you know, just, you know. I might have mentioned him briefly earlier in the broadcast. But, you know, just you know, we're just going to not mention said driver and podium. Even close to the same breath. So... And Camden is just... I mean, he might have gotten stolen my thunder. I mean, we don't know who that 3rd driver is. I'm not going to say it here on the broadcast, but... a really good, very scenic course here. One of those places that I'd probably like to go watch a F1 race if I was ever filthy rich. But I know, I'm not filthy rich. I'll just have to sell for Coda at some point. Maybe Canada. Alright, let's take a look at the tires and everything. Race should be a fairly straightforward one stop. Yeah, a mixture of hards and mediums. But yeah, it's going to be a medium to hard or hard to medium strategy. Pretty straightforward. I don't really see. Oops. I don't really see that changing very much. And honestly, both tires are fairly good around here, so I don't think it's going to make a whole bunch of difference. Obviously, the mediums are a bit faster. But in terms of which one's better to start on, it's hit or miss. And I will say Exo, though, in this scenario, Exo's, in order to make those mediums really work, he's going to have to get around Connor and Speedy right off the bat. Shabar and F1 Nerd will be looking to kind of break the DRS toe. From Shabar, from Speedy and Connor. Of course, Shabar and Speedy seem to be inseparable this season. Alright, there's only 5 of y'all. Okay, oh, gosh. There's only 5 people. Oh, come on, it's not that hard to park. Alright, so Exo's the black sheep in this race. Speedy done his customary park sideways. Again, I think it used to be kind of a grip pack in order to get it. But we're going to do straight on here. Challenger Series finale. And the final time on F1 2023. And we are away. Speedy looks like he got away pretty good. Both Red Bulls get away decent. So we F1 Nerd leading him into turn 1. Jabbar actually got a decent start. Speedy hanging it around the outside. And Jabbar just gently squeezes him off. And everyone maintains position through the first turn. Oh, Speedy, a little bit of a tank slapper there. What will Connor do? Ooh, Jabbar. What Jabbar did, what are we doing back here? Jabbar probably cut away with the camera there. That's poor race director on my part there. There we go. We see the battle for P3 off of Jabbar's bumper cam. There we go. XO gives Speedy a bit of room. Oh, they're going to be 3 wide back here. And Connor's going to get a 2 for 1 as XO and Speedy were battling side by side there. Interesting, Connor able to hold those guys back without using any battery. Speedy didn't use a whole lot of battery either. Alright, now if you're XO, this is when you gotta getting frustrated. You're trying to make use of your tires to get around Speedy, and you kinda didn't work out for you. And look at the gap between P2 and P3, already over a second. We got to maintain that for another lap. Also, I realized that F1 Nerd and Jabbar were supposed to do donuts at the end of qualifying. I apologize if I missed that. That was kind of a send-off for their constructors. Again, Connor not really using any battery here. Probably smart. Speedy gonna look for a dive. Yes, he will. Say Speedy. I'm gonna say he is. Someone's always gonna look for a dive. Now go XO. I thought XO was gonna get a good over/under there, but Speedy did a good job there. Just sticking his nose in there, compromising Connor's run through that chicane. Now they're side by side. Looks like Speedy's gonna have the preferred line here, but Connor really sends it in there. You can do that and defend the position pretty well if you just hold him tight on the inside, although Speedy nearly blew it there. Now Connor's going to come back on the inside. Ooh, this is going to be tight. Connor kind of backs out there. I think that was a pretty smart move, but yeah, he kind of got hard done by opportunistic move there by XO to get the spot on Connor. But Speedy ran it a bit wide here as these guys are over a minute and a half behind the 2 Red Bulls, apparently. Interesting, going to see if we see 2 Red Bulls work together here. The F1er just keeping Jabbar inside his DRS range. And Jabbar end with his TCR tenure with a win. To see XO get around Speedy, but that's probably not the best thing to do in that scenario. We've seen past the DRS line, and Speedy just kind of bodied him there. It wasn't too much, but I think Speedy's going to have the DRS, and he does. And XO's going to go right back to P5, probably. Yeah, Jabbar looking for a 2nd career win. Interesting to see, I think F1 Nerd just kind of helping his teammate out. And here comes the real battle here, as they probably looks like they kind of got spread out, the little Constantina effect there on straightaway. PC there in the comments, got a lot of Jabbar fans here. Pit King. Jabbar has a bit of a reputation of especially when it's a wet race, when things don't really go his way, he always sticks with the race. But we've seen him get points and seen him finish last and seen him do all sorts of things while making like 6 or 7 pit stops in a race. So yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen tonight. But looks like it's gonna be a Red Bull show here. Speedy goes wide. Interesting, we even saw Speedy go ride a couple laps, about a lap and a half ago. Probably got a warning. Again, track limits usually isn't that big of an issue here. So we wouldn't expect too many penalties. Here's XO, kind of messes up his turn-in point there. Speedy closing. A little bit of swerve in there. parks on the apex. Doesn't really do that. Connor with a good exit. I think Connor going to have an easy sweep here on the battery. Connor speedy, holding it strong. Let's see if Connor can hold the inside better here. Or hold the outside, I should say. And he does a much better job than what he did here a couple laps ago. Ooh, as I see Connor running a bit wide, that might have been a warning. This is working out really well for Speedy and Connor to be battling for the last podium spots here. It's Exo. I mean, Exo will get a decent undercut on him, to be fair, but I think you want to be doing what the Red Bulls are doing, just be checking out. You're going to make the medium-hard strategy work. Connor got about he had about a 1/6 of a second lead. On the battery bit. Yeah, he pretty easily holds off Speedy this time. Let's see if Speedy can do what Connor did to him the previous lap. Oh, we got a little loose off the turns, so probably not, although Speedy could come back. He always dumps the battery, but Speedy gaining. Did make Connor use a little bit of battery there. Speedy doesn't have much battery left himself. That's it with the most battery. I'm going to go up to the Red Bull guys, and yeah, F1 hasn't even touched his battery. Jabbar hasn't touched his battery. At least he's got a decent amount left, although you got to stay in DRS range, Jabbar. Ooh, F1 nerd, a bit of a slapper there. Oh, but Jabbar, that is not an apex, sir. Dumps the battery. Looks like F1 nerd's a little nice there and kept him in DRS range. Now, but it's going to be interesting to keep an eye on the gap. So it was about 4.5 seconds. Like I said, I know that last half lap or so wasn't particularly great from Connor, but he did gain quite a bit here. The only problem Connor has, that these guys are going to be going side by side. And if these guys were smart, they'd realize, like, hey, we're actually keeping pace with the two leaders right now. There's no need to battle too much unless you have an easy overtake. The gap, 4.2 seconds. Exo going to split him like Mika Hakkinen at Spa. Exo couldn't quite get the double. Or can he? Exo with the medium tires dumping the battery here. We get a nice helicopter shot. I don't have the Camden Luca. Oh, Exo get on the curb a little too much. I think Speedy's going to hang it around the outside like two trailer park girls. And he'll hold on to the spot. Exo, a little bump there on Speedy. No, look at what all that battling's done. Jabbar has gained half a second. Like I said, if they could just run in a line and not battle, again, the Red Bulls. Oh, Speedy just, I don't know if he did that on purpose or if he just missed the apex like Jabbar did the last lap. If these guys could just get in a line and work together, I think they might be able to catch Jabbar. But they've used all their battery, while Jabbar still has at least half of his. These guys are swerving right now. They're 3 wide. Oh, Speedy with a little tap on the Connor there. I'll get through. Good racing, fellas. Everyone flashing with the battery, however. Oh, and Connor might have just broken DRS here. Crucial point in the race for Connor. And keep that gap over a second. Speedy does not have battery to gain back on him. I think Connor's gone. Alright, now the race is going to be between Connor and Shabar here. I had to guess. I think Connor can run Shabar down. Now the battle's going to be for P4. It was a three-way battle, it's not just a two-way battle. We'll see if Exo, now that he's only dealing with one of the guys in the hard, if he can start making progress towards the sharp end of the field. It'll be interesting to see if Exo can gain on Connor, see what the actual pace is. I expect him to be a little bit quicker still on the mediums, but probably getting to that point in the run where the tires are starting to even out. Both him and Speedy got a less than ideal exit here. See what Speedy's doing. Speedy's trying to gain. Speedy got a good straight line speed. He chucks it up the inside. Come on, TV director. But Connor able to hang it around the outside. Oh, you can see Exo really fighting the wheel through there. Now, Speedy, he lost Connor's DRS. He's got to be real careful that he doesn't lose Exo's DRS here. Oh, Exo does him a favor there, runs off track. Although I say that, he probably just straight-lined it there. Speedy's going to at least be inside DRS. There's the DRS line. He is inside. Definitely say he's not close enough to get an overtake at least into the first chicane here. Pit stops. I think probably lap 11 or 12 for the mediums. I'll probably stretch it a little bit later than that. That's probably a bit on the early end. Let's see the pit stops here for the guys on the medium as Speedy gets that all sorts of wrong. And Exo also gets a huge slide out of the turn. Exo had a chance to check out there. I don't know what Shabar's doing. He seems to really be struggling through the last part of the course. He lost about half a second to Connor through the sector 3 there. Too bad. Connor really drained the battery. Exo doesn't really seem to be making a huge inroads here. Speedy's somehow gotten back within DRS. How did he get back within DRS range? Alright, well, he got there. Talk about F1 nerd. He's obviously a very deserving drivers champion. He's been super consistent all year, and there's been a few guys that we would like to see do the full season. Kluka, Pilot. Those guys had the speed. At times they did not quite have this consistency. The only guy who maybe had a consistency on him would have been some guy, but of course some guy could not make the final few rounds. Essentially hated F1 nerd championship, but F1 nerd's been at this for a while. He's been a part of TCR for quite a while. He's a very deserving champion. I think everyone's pretty happy to see him be the champion. I haven't been on to see, but yeah, everyone's been a very solid season. He's actually had a few solid showings as well. He's got a podium. Oh my word! He almost lost it there. Okay, let's not throw it away. I know he's got the championship clinched and everything, but he actually got a podium in the Elite Series at Spa at F1 Nerd. Excellent drive there. So I'm sure he'll be a regular point scorer. And like I said, F1 Nerd was getting podiums and wins even when we were having, 12, 13 guys show up for each race. I'm sure he'll be in contention here soon. He'll be a regular point scorer in the Elite Series, I am sure. Although, I mean, I say that, the way it varies from game to game is good. I was trash at F1 2022, but I'm using at 21 and 23. You never know, you could see a huge fall off from one of these guys on the new game, or you could see them suddenly become a contender at the front of Elite Series. It's always interesting to see who goes where in the game. I will say the guy who is the fastest guy on track right now is Connor. And he is, I will say he has chopped down on Shabar's time greatly. I think he just needed to get away from the Exo and Speedy here. Exo and Speedy, Exo really hasn't been able to pull away from Speedy like I thought he might. Yeah, I think Connor here. Nice purple helmet there. I think Connor is going to be someone to challenge Jabbar for P2. Yeah, Jabbar's used his battery now. I wouldn't be surprised if Jabbar came into pit this lap. If I'm the Red Bull crew, that's what I'm doing. I'm calling it now. Get the undercut now. See if you can make up some time. Obviously, I think F1 Nerd has the gap on Connor, and he can go another lap. I'm going to go for Jabbar here. What's Jabbar going to do? I would pit. He's already used his battery. Might as well. He does not. He stays out another lap. I would have gone ahead and pit and used the undercut. Because now you're just going to give Connor free DRS. You might just slow yourself down too, especially if you can't hold him back this lap. Unless they're going medium softs. Like I said, you can really stretch tires. I wouldn't recommend doing that at this track, but I've seen some creative strategies here. This Connor can see the light flashing. That's an encouraging sign if you're Connor. Seeing the light flashing, especially when you're low on battery yourself. Alright, I'm not the only one, but yeah, Connor is just so much better on the brakes than Jabbar. He might get the overtake here. He thinks he's going to get an easy overtake here. Like I said, it's just helping Connor's race out more than it is for Jabbar. Let's hit the last lap out of Jabbar. Change for P2. Connor does it. Now we'll monitor to get from Jabbar back to Exo. Jabbar, after a good start, he really seems to be struggling. I don't know if it's just tires, or I know he's had some controller wheel pedal issues. I'm sure he's still having those or not. Now he's pitting. See, I would have done this a lot sooner, but I digress. Real easy to get a penalty there on pit entry. Assuming he'll get on the hards there. Oh, he's really conservative on pit entry. Come on, Jabbar. Exo does the same thing. But see now, he's pitting it this late, you're going to have Connor come in a couple laps later. I think it just kind of, it does, kind of decrease the tire offset, but it's going to also decrease the undercut, which isn't too powerful here. But I figured out, if on hards, get them up to speed, really take advantage of as much undercut as you can. I don't know. I would have pitted the lap earlier. Connor, now the question is now, Connor's also getting on F1 Nerd. So could Connor upset the Red Bull party here? This is a Red Bull party, but both the Drivers and Constructors Championships now. Could he upset the party here? He ran down at the top two, and like I said, I thought F1 Nerd was just trying to give Chabar a bit of an assist. Oh, but he completely botches that. What is F1 Nerd doing there? Alright, now if you're F1 Nerd, you got to pit now. Staying out. Interesting. This is very interesting. Oh, Chabar! Time penalty for Chabar. That is not good to say. As I mentioned, his poor pit entry. He lost about a second on that pit exchange to Exo. I think that was mostly on pit entry. F1 are not using hardly any battery here. He just, as soon as I say that, he uses it a little bit. Again, I wouldn't think he'd be stretching it to go into the softs, but that is something that is indeed possible here. Alright, who's gonna blink? Both staying out. Now, if you're Connor, you're second guessing. It's like, wait a second, is he really gonna do? I'd be shocked if F1 Nerd and Speedy got our 3-second time penalty. We saw Speedy get run wide a few times earlier when we were monitoring that battle. So not a huge shock that he gets a time penalty here. We'll see. I'm assuming he's gonna be putting on the mediums. Putting on the mediums. We'll go back to the battle up front here. F1 Nerd seems to have responded to Connor, because Connor has no battery to play with here. But even if Connor being as close as he is, I don't think he's going to really get close to overtaking F1 Nerd. Yeah, he's not. F1 Nerd using the battery, he still has over 50% left. Alright, really chucks him into the corner there. Hards are definitely better than the mediums at this point. Oh, they're both going into the pits. We've possibly seen a pit lane violation there from Connor. You're not supposed to go over that white line, but at the same time, he's probably trying to figure out what on earth F1 Nerd was on. F1 Nerd puts on the hards. Connor on the mediums. This is going to be a big advantage, Connor, here. Oh, the game actually put him in... Oh, wait, no. What? It looked like the game was going to put Connor in front there. See, I thought F1 Nerd might have gone to sauce there. Just putting sauce on would have been insane, but again, I've seen crazier things here. New leader, Shabar. Exo now, he's got the bit between the teeth here. He's going to be looking for possible podium here. Shabar runs it a bit deep there. I want to see a double overtake here. Connor really chucks it in there. Oh, Shabar! Good save there! He's going to lose a lot of time, and that's not time that he really has the luxury to get there. As far as a peach farmer, That is a quality dad joke there, but anyway. Bar really has to put his head down. He's got to pull that gap back out to Exo. Speedy Gunner passes lap. So now it's going to be interesting to see. Oopsies. It's going to be really interesting to see, can F1 Nerd stick with Connor? If I had to guess, I would say F1 Nerd actually goes for the lead here. He gets it. Hard tires really working for F1 Nerd. Connor, you're probably wondering where this is coming from, because you're able to run him down pretty easily. And again, at the end of the race, the hards will be the better tire to be on. So F1 Nerd sets the fastest lap. Let's take a look at the warnings. EXO, 0 warnings. So there's your answer there. Chabar is going to need to get that gap up to 3 seconds. They're on the same tire. It's going to be basically mano-y-mano here. I think I could throw a wrench into these two guys' battle. It would be if Speedy gets up with them. Speedy is slightly faster than they are right now on those mediums. Battle for the lead. Connor right on F1 Nerd this time. This should be a pretty easy old pick if he chooses to go for it. And no, he's just going to choose to sit behind him. Interesting play there. Both of them on very low battery. Connor was slight advantage. Surprising, since F1 Nerd was using his battery so well in the first stint there. Connor probably just sitting behind him, trying to save as much battery as he can. He probably knows at this point, both of these guys probably know it's probably going to be these two guys to the end of the race unless one of them makes a big mistake. F1 almost made one there. Connor trying to spoil the Red Bull party here in Abu Dhabi. Seems like in this scenario, I'd much rather be in Exo's shoes or Connor's shoes when you're, seems like you're gaining on them pretty confidently. You're staying with them pretty comfortably. You have just sitting here saving battery and you're just waiting for the time. Either right now you're just sitting behind me, your tent there. And you're basically just waiting for a mistake. If none doesn't come, we'll probably dump the battery on the next to last or last lap or something. Yeah, looks like in a few laps we're gonna have another three-way battle for third, though. And I know Chibara and Speedy have had their run-ins over the past few seasons. But right now, I think Chibara's actually a Speedy fan. Because if Speedy can get up to Exo and start battling him, that could be the break that Chibara needs in order to maybe pull away from those guys. That's assuming Exo doesn't catch him, and they've been pretty close to that low, between 1 and 1.5 seconds the past couple laps. Exo now, just touching into DRS range of Chibara. And now it's a race. This is a really interesting spot for Exo because obviously you would just be content to not really force the issue on Speedy. Just sit behind him, because like I said, Speedy has a 3-second time penalty. The thing is, you can't really do that because Speedy Gunner continues to close on these guys. That's just not really a luxury they have. Up to the front, Connor, again, right on the back of F1 Nerd. Battle for P2. Speedy has no battery. Chibara and Exo on similar batteries, so it's going to be interesting to see kind of the cat and mouse game between these two. Like I said, I'd really like to see Speedy get up in this battle too, just to see how spice things up a bit. Obviously, we saw that great three-way battle between Speedy, Connor, and Exo at the beginning of the race. But ever since Connor broke free of that battle, he has taken off, and I think he's in the catbird seat, so potentially get a win here. But obviously, F1 Nerd. Not going to go down without a fight. Already, nothing to lose for F1 Nerd, just a little bit of pride here. Not using any battery, probably going to save it for the second straightaway here, unless he goes for it right now, which he does not. He's going to lift off the throttle there. Chibara seems to be going deep into that first turn. I've seen him do that a couple times. Exo not using the battery again. I know Chibara probably using it. Interesting. Surprised he didn't use it there. That's allowed Speedy into the party. Alright, now it's a fight. Can Exo... He's got P3, and he just doesn't pick up any penalties himself. He doesn't really get scrapped right now. You wonder if maybe Chibara's being a little cheeky here. I don't really think he is, because looks like he has been kind of struggling here the past few laps. See if he maybe try to purposely back Exo into Speedy there. Like I said, I don't really think that's what happened. 6 laps to go in the Season 17 of the Challenger Series. Again, this is Chibara's last race. Gotta think guys like Connor and Exo will be title contenders next season. Who knows, maybe even Speedy. Speedy, oh, good, a little bit of a swerve there from Speedy, or from Exo rather. It kind of caused Speedy to second guess himself. All right, here we go. Speedy with the crossover, and I think Speedy gets an easy overtake on Exo. And now it's Speedy and Chibara on track together again. Wouldn't be a Challenger Series race without it. But yeah, if you're EXO, like I said, you're not too worried. If anything, you're probably more comfortable in this spot with no one behind you. Like I said, everyone in front of you has time penalties, so you can just kind of put it in cruise control and don't don't get caught up in any shenanigans. Connor has really built his battery back up. 82%. F1 Nerd only on 30%. So that's a decent amount to fight with, but compared to 80% for Connor, I think F1 Nerd could be in trouble here. And like I said, F1 Nerd has really played this well. We have a switch for the lead. Connor to the lead. Just checking a few lights there. Will F1 Nerd get him back? Not using the battery, that is smart. F1 Nerd does need to conserve battery. But hey, if you can stay in the lead, why not? He does go for it. And gets it done. Both guys giving each other plenty of room there. Good helicopter shot to see the other three guys going bad the opposite way on the straightaway. Under the hotel is a cool shot. Right, sticking with this helicopter shot all the way around the Yas Marina circuit. EXO right on the gearbox of Speedy, who is, well, he's not quite on the gearbox of Chabar, but he's almost there. Well, he's almost there. I always said you don't need a whole lot of people to have a really good league race, and this is obviously we'd much love to have a lot more than 5. You know, that's kind of obvious. We're proving a point here. This has been a great race. There's been pretty much battles and storylines and stuff throughout the entire race. As Jabbar really swerving there. All 3 of these guys have no battery left. Speedy on Jabbar. Get a good view of it from David here. Is there a battle? There's a battle up for the lead there. Sorry, we're missing that. And who's going to get DRS here? It's going to be Speedy and EXO there. I don't know why I said David. Anyway. Forgive me. Jabbar! Oh, Jabbar spins! He got into Speedy! And around he goes! And that is a sour way for Jabbar to end his TCR career for now. And I really don't think Speedy did anything wrong. He did kind of pinch him a little bit on entry, but there was a car's width there. I think Jabbar would have been smart just to let Speedy have it. Speedy really runs wide there. Super unfortunate, and that honestly makes things a lot more easier for EXO. And now, with 3 laps to go, we can focus on the battle for lead. 100% battery for Connor here. He's really in the catbird seat. Like I said, F1 Nerd has displayed great pace in racecraft all year. It would be kind of hard to bet against them here. Ooh, they both get on that sausage there, and that's not good for F1 Nerd. Smartly not using any battery though. I think at this point the hards are the slightly better tire. Six, 7/10 out. You can't make any mistakes here, or else you will be outside the DRS range. Oh, but Connor almost made a mistake. He almost got into the wall there. Both of these guys really pushing. 2 laps to go in Season 17 of the Challenger Series. See if Jabbar pits to see if he can steal fastest lap here. F1 Nerd did close in a little bit there, so he'll be able to keep up with Connor without using any battery here, which is important for him. But Connor has so much battery. Like, I mean, can F1 even get to the rear gearbox of him? Yeah, I think there's going to be some major DRS games played on the first back straight there, on this final lap. Oh, you know, they're just... Oh, F1 nerd. He could have passed in there, but he's intentionally staying behind him. This could go either way, guys. This is going to be a great finish here to the Challenger Series. F1 nerd trying to prove while he's the champion. Connor trying to establish himself as a favorite for Season 18. F1 will be moving up to the Elite Series. Well, a match, like I said, a match with scores of points. Like I said, you never know what happens on a new game. Final lap, one more time around. Oh, I wouldn't have even touched the battery right there. Though I thought maybe he'd surprise him there if the old Max Verstappen dive into that turn. Oh, wow, F1 a big tank slapper here. That's the question. Do you want to be ahead? If you're ahead, you can really park it on the apex. F1 used just a bit too much battery there. I don't like it. So no, Connor's got a full thing of battery here. Jabbar, fastest lap. Oh! A little bit of loose there from Connor. You know, Connor is dumping the battery here. They're going to go side by side. Connor has the battery advantage. They're going to be side by side. Into the sweeper. They touch. F1 nerd holds the inside. He's going to slam the door shut on the exit. Textbook overtake from F1 nerd, but Connor still has battery. This ain't over yet, folks. Like I said, into the very last corner. If you're right on his gearbox, you can chuck it up the inside. F1 nerd has to be aware of that. Get around the penultimate corner and defend the inside. Oh, and I think Connor was trying to do it, but he just got loose there, got onto the curb too much. F1 nerd is your Season 17 champion and your Abu Dhabi Grand Prix winner. Woo! He had to earn that one, folks. Speed's going to cross the line in P3. It'll be EXO rounding out the podium. EXO probably just backed it off there. Whew, good racing between those guys. And Jabbar coming around his final lap for now. Do we really think this is actually the final lap? I know he says he's not coming back for a while, but... Oh, man. Maybe we'll see some donuts here from Jabbar. There we go. Red Bull Constructors Champion. Jabbar picking up 11 points. Woohoo! Oh, man. And we'll check the final season standings. I think Connor did manage to go up a few spots in the final standings there. Jabbar did not do enough to get P3 in the standings. Whew, that was a good way to end the season, guys. Obviously a bit disappointing to only have 5 drivers, but the guys who did show up, Connor, EXO, you know what, we're going to invite everybody to the party. This was a great final race. We're just going to invite everybody. Alright, that's a good That is a fantastic end to the season there. F1 Nerd gets the win. Connor in second. Big fight, Exo. Exo Dave. His name is Dave, so that's probably where I got David from earlier in the broadcast. He finishes P3. Speedy P4. And Jabbar rounds out the field. Alrighty. Let me get to the showroom here. If I could, whoops. Didn't mean to do that, sorry. Alrighty. I just gotta see if I can figure. Wait, where is. I have no idea where the showroom is at. Garage. There we go. No, well, there's my beautiful, my team card that I never really used. There we go, showroom. Haha. Alrighty, here we go. Took me a while to find the showroom there. Alright, let me just go back, get a little final check at the standings before we get interviews going here. Yes, that's what I want to do. Alright, give me 1 second, guys. And Connor, I believe, does move up. Oh, he'll only move up 1 spot. Actually, he might move up 2 spots. Connor moves up 2 spots in the standings ahead of Speeden and Kluka. And I don't think we saw any movement. Anyway, we'll get the interviews rolling. And we're going to start with somewhat of the man of the hour here. And hold on 1 second here. Oh boy, my thing is... I wish... Can you guys hear me?
I can. Yep.
Alright, good. We're going to start with the guy who is last, but certainly not least. Jabbar. You there, buddy?
Loud and clear.
Alrighty. Well, it's your last TCR race, at least you say, at least for now. How are you feeling about the race? It looked like you might have had a shot at the podium there, but things kind of went south. You did treat us to some donuts there at the end, got the fastest lap for good measure. Just explain, I don't know, I guess go over your race and I guess, I don't know, what TCR has, I guess, meant to you over the past few seasons.
I mean, the race was what it was. I had a good time in the first stint with Nerd working together. Hold on, sorry. I heard an echo somewhere. I mean, not much to say about the race. Fun to get the fastest lap and get some donuts in the end after all. But what a season with Nerd. He's been a great teammate. He's a great driver as a champion himself. Getting the double championship, that's been awesome. It's been a lot of fun for, I believe it's 5 seasons I've been around now. And I've gotten quite involved, so thanks to everyone that's been around for that. I'll miss out on some people. Like within the TCR universe, there's obviously Freeze, Camden, yourself, Sir Charles, TJ, Froth, Silent, B-Tom, everyone that's all the regulars. It's been a lot of fun. Tico, everyone. I'm going to keep forgetting people. Nerd, my teammate. It's been a lot of fun. Want to thank the Jabbar fans out there.
There's plenty of them, that's for sure.
What's up?
I was saying, there's plenty of them, that's for sure.
Yeah, hard to get all those names in there. Thanks, Greg, Bert, Sierra, Richard, Sean, Pete, Fuchs, everyone that's tuning in. The support has been felt, and it's helped make this career a lot more fun, whether that's in race or just discourse outside of it. Thanks to all the competitors along the way, from season 13 when it was like Tebow, yourself, Blinn, all those guys, Jonah that's stuck around for a while, Speedy, he's been around, added to the discourse for better or worse, has helped make it a lot more fun too. So it's been a wild ride, and I'll hang around in the Discord for the foreseeable future with just a much lesser role of involvement.
All right, sounds good, man. You have a lot to be proud of and a lot to be, obviously, you know, I said, all the people all your fans too have watched all these streams. Like I said, we've seen your comments and we do appreciate you guys turning in as well. So is this going to be more of a Kimi Räikkönen sabbatical, or is this going to be more of a Mika Häkkinen sabbatical? What are you thinking?
Who knows? I'm 100% retired for next season. Whether I catch the bug again down the line, who knows? I believe Steve Freeze himself said that no driver's ever retired fully for too long. So one day, maybe. Not next season, that's for sure.
All right, well, sounds good. Like I said, I appreciate you sticking around, and you know, congrats. Like I said, you've been a valuable part here of, I guess, the TCR community, and yeah, hope to see you stick around here. So it's Jabbar, everyone, in P5 today, and yeah, it's good to see him race. We'll move up to P4. Speedy Gunner, you there?
I'm clear.
All right, well, Speedy, talk about your race. It seemed like you had an insane battle there in the first stint with Connor and EXO, and then you had to really run them back down in the second stint. You had to, I guess, earn the battles there. Just talk us through your race and, yeah, kind of how the ups and downs of the season's been.
I mean, before I start, I want to read the text that my battlemate EXO today. He wasn't able to make the interview, but I wanted to read what he typed out in the group chat. If I had anything as an interview, I'd like to say that I enjoyed this season and will definitely be back next season if we get some more regular drivers. Shout out to commentators. Y'all are the best in the F123 business. Wish I missed less races due to homework, but yeah, overall very fun season. Looking forward to F124.
Yeah,
that is from EXO.
Awesome, yeah. Well, thank you, EXO, for those words. Like I said, we hope to see you back next season as well. But anyway, Speedy, obviously he had a well-earned podium, but Speedy, you crossed the line in P3, but couldn't quite get it. Take us through your race, because like I said, you had some battles with really everyone except F1 Nerd, who we'll get to in a second. But take us through your race.
So I parked towards the inside because I knew Connor was going to get a better start than me. So I wanted to defend as hard as possible into the first corner, try and keep him behind, and try and stick on the back of the Red Bulls. That didn't quite work out. I was hoping to keep all five of us right next to each other. I mean, my penalty, I feel, is really dumb. I got it while entering the pit lane. I stayed within the lines from my point of view and everything, so I'm going to try and get that appealed.
Okay.
Otherwise, if I do get it appealed, that means I will finish P6 for constructors. Williams will finish P5 constructors. Haas P6, about 2 points behind me, I'm pretty sure. That was my main battle going into this race. I wanted to try and help Jabbar get a podium, but when it came down to it, I needed to try and get past him and EXO to pretty much just reduce damage that was going to be given by Connor. I mean, I'm going to really miss Jabbar. We had a decent rivalry this season, I'd say, although I missed quite a few races and wasn't able to really keep up with him in points. I feel if I didn't miss all the races that I did, I'd be up in the triple digits, maybe right on the back of him. Just sucks that I couldn't keep up with him due to missed races. I was enjoying our rivalry from, Silverstone. We got way too close. We had a crash. neither fault of either of us. He was trying to defend, I was trying to go for an overtake, and we just came together. I mean, that incident was pretty much on both of us there. Today, I wasn't expecting the lunge from Shabar going into the corner, which is why when I started turning in and he was there, I didn't realize. And we kind of made contact. So it sucks that he had to finish so far down. Even though it was only the five of us, I mean, I would have liked to see him up battling with me and EXO for the last couple laps. Overall, this season is my best season in TCR history. Happy with my point haul. Happy finishing inside the top 10 for the championship. Hoping to maybe on the next game do a bit better, perform better, get into hopefully the top 5, maybe try and work with maybe even EXO next season or Connor to take the constructors. My teammate was not able to be here the entire season, so I've had to pretty much pull Williams up to where it is right now. But yeah, really what I'm hoping is next season, good finishes, strong finishes, maybe a win at some of my strong tracks, but I'm going to really miss having Shavar out on track with me. Fun racing him, even though we get into contact quite a bit. But we both try to be respectful to each other. Like even during quali, I tried to give him a bit of a DRS slip to start in a good position. But yeah, I'm really going to miss Shavar. It was nice racing on track with you. It was nice talking off track with you. I mean, you're probably one of the best Challenger Series or Silver Series drivers that I've raced with, beside Jonah and Blinn. So, yeah, I think I'm really going to miss racing with you, bud. Thanks, Speedy.
Alright, that's Speedy Gunner. Ladies and gentlemen, P4 or maybe P3. I don't know. Stewards, it's not the off season just yet. But yeah, in today's race, solid racing, solid battling, and yeah, God's sake, that was a solid way to end off season 17 for Speedy. We'll move up to P2 and Connor, and man, you had a hell of a race today. Can you hear me first off?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you had a hell of a race. You got caught. It looked like you were going to be in that battle for P3 for a while, but once you got clear of those guys, you really took off, and yeah, you had a real duel there with F1 at the end. You guys take us through that, and I guess through your race as a whole. How are you feeling?
Not really overjoyed with how I lost the race, because I thought I could have won it, because I had so much battery compared to F1 Nerd. Yeah, it was fun for the first couple laps. I knew I was faster than all of them. I just had to wait a bit because I knew they were going to fall off. It was just a matter of managing tires and grip out of the corners. That's where a lot of people struggled with this. When you're behind a lot of people, you can see them sliding. You just want to minimize that. But I guess you can call it a success. But I consider it a failure because I didn't win. But still, I guess, solid for the championship results.
Yeah, definitely. You moved up 2 spots in the championship results. As it individually, and may or may not have gotten Haas another spot in the constructors. We'll see how that pans out there in the stewards. But how were the medium tires at the end? I'm just kind of curious how they felt. Just to know the different tire strategies. How comfortable were you there at the? Yep.
They were a lot better than what I thought they'd be. I thought I would keep up with maybe like 5 laps and then lose everything, but they held great until the end. I think short shifting through slow speed corners really helped.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a lot more grip than I expected.
All right, good. Well, can we expect to see you back for season 18? Because I think, the way obviously you came in late, grabbed a couple podiums. I think you have a right to, I guess, to consider yourself a title contender for season 18. Will we see you back here for season 18?
Yeah, I think you will, and hopefully it's in Papaya.
All right, trying to maybe switch teams to the McLarens. But yeah, we'll see how everything shakes out for season 18 on F1 2024. Connor, maybe an early season championship favorite here in the Challenger Series. We'll move on to our champion, F1 Nerd, who got the win today. Really dueling it out, and hold on, we'll show the getting. I'm not used to doing these. We'll show off. There's the Haas of Connor, but F1 Nerd and the Red Bull. Man, you really had to work for it today. Yeah, how much were you pushing out there? And I know you were kind of helping Jabbar there at the beginning. Did that kind of get you into a lull, and then you were kind of surprised by the pace Connor had there in the middle stint?
Thank you, Charles. Well, it was a great battle, great race with Connor. Yeah, well, coming into the race, I knew Jabbar's last race retiring, so my main goal was to help him out and hopefully try and get him a podium together or maybe even a win. But it was looking good in the first stint until the second stint, where unfortunately he got the penalty and then just went downhill from there. But yeah, my main objective for today was just give my best and help out Jabbar as much as I could, which is why I just stayed out longer, pitted on the same. Me and Connor pitted the same lap, and I was hoping maybe Jabbar could have undercut us, but that didn't work out at the end. And I knew Connor was fast. He's ever since Brazil, he's been fast. So I was expecting a battle at the end with Connor if I couldn't help out Jabbar, but yeah, I knew that was gonna happen, so I was ready for it. But yeah, it was a great battle.
All right, you've had several wins this season. Which win was your favorite?
Which one was my favorite? Oh, I would probably say, it's tough. I'd probably say the one in Saudi.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a sprint, and then I got a pole, and then to pull out a big gap and win by that much of a gap was pretty nice. So.
All right, so you like
I also enjoyed it. So yeah.
So you like the Max Verstappen wins more, where you just drive off and don't really race, just win by a mile.
Well, the thing is, at that race, it felt like I was super focused. Like I had no mistakes. It was just all overall a clean race from me in Saudi, so that's why.
All right, now I'm assuming next season you're going to move up to the Elite Series. You already have one podium in Elite Series. What are your goals heading into next season? Assuming you're going to be here in season 18.
Well, I will. It's a 50-50 right now.
Okay.
See how the new game is and see what happens until then. But if I do, I'll probably just be focused on competing for top 3 maybe in constructors and drivers. Just give it my all. But yeah, elite is hard. It's difficult. There's a lot of good drivers in there, so I'll have to practice much more than I did in Challenger. So I'll be looking forward to it. Definitely close full grids, hopefully, and close battles. But I'd say realistic goal would be a top 5, but I'll be aiming for top 3 in constructors and drivers.
All right, sounds good. Like I said, F1 Nerd, our Season 17 Challenger Series champion. Well deserved. Congratulations. And yeah, we'll hope to see you back for the next season.
Thank you, Charles, and have a good retirement, Jabbar. We'll miss you, buddy. Thank you.
Alrighty. Well, that'll do it here this evening for the Challenger Series. Season finale in Abu Dhabi. It was a great race. Great battle throughout the entire race. In the end, it was your champion F1 Nerd getting the win over Connor and EXO and P3. Really good racing, and like I said, we hope to see you again back. Keep in mind, tomorrow night is the finale of the Elite Series in Abu Dhabi, and then we have the iRacing IndyCar Series on Thursday evening at the same time. It'll be 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. named Sir Charles. And yeah, we'll see you again hopefully tomorrow night, if not for Season 18 on F1 2024. Have a good evening, and we hope to see you back here soon.
Signing